there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another car video. Oh man, everybody isn't built for the game. And I'm going to give a shout out to one of my subscribers, Don Bossellini, for inspiring the topic. He didn't really ask for it, but he inspired it because he quoted something I did in a previous video, or said in a previous video, where I said, the game is the game and the game is cold-blooded. Look, I know people watch this channel, to get some aspect of game or aspect of relationships, but on a deeper level, a lot of guys, they looking to be players. They looking to be womanizers and everything. But the reality is everybody ain't built for that, man. Everybody ain't built for that, man, because I get a lot of people hit me up privately, just in conversation, or even over the years, even way before I got on YouTube, way before I even wrote anything. Because I remember back in the day, I used to have men and women say, Rom, teach me how to be a dog. Which I should have been offended by in retrospect, because I'm like, damn, is that how you see me? I mean, I had women asking me how to be a dog. I'm like, damn. I guess I was a cold-blooded bastard back then. Good thing I had kids or something softened me up a bit. Damn. But everybody ain't built for it, man. Everybody ain't built for it, and I'm talking about the dudes who trying to go from like they virgins or had extremely limited sexual experience, and all of a sudden they want to know secrets. I mean, I've had dudes, like anybody who follows my private site and knows me more personally, know I can get into some deeper aspects of sex. We can talk about tantra, sets of 9. And if I have to tell you what sets of 9 are, then well, you might not be ready for it. But 9 levels of a woman's orgasm. And I had one dude, he was asking me about all of that, right? He was asking me about it, but dude was a virgin. And I've had several dudes like that. And I'm like, you know what, man? You might need to just focus on getting a girlfriend. You might not be ready to deal with multiple women. Because I never forget, I did a seminar one time just focused strictly on Mr. Goodbar. That was one of my favorite seminars because there was mostly women in there, and these were some lying-ass women. They talking about, I'd never have a guy just for sex. I remember one she argued me down. I'll never in my life forget it. She argued me down in front of people, said she would never do that. These other women would never do that. Then as soon as we got outside, when it was just me, her, and a couple of her close friends who knew she was bullshit, she said, damn right, she got some dude just for sex. But, during that seminar, we had some true to the game players in that joint. And I could tell by their demeanor and everything and how they were articulating themselves. And during that seminar, I said something. I said, when you're dealing with that many women, the sex is great. Shit. You got 5 or 6 women going ass up for you. Hey, that's a great thing, right? I mean, pleasure, but then you got to deal with the aftermath. Because, like it or not, I don't care how player you are, how dog you are, you have sex with any woman more than 3 times. I'm saying 3. More than 3 times, you got to deal with the emotion. And this is why I say 3, right? Because I've said that before. Somebody asked me to explain that, and it was like one of those things I wanted to do a video on it, but I never got a chance to. Reason I say 3. All right, you get with a woman the first time you have sex, right? The shit is so-so, right? Like, it ain't good, right? Or it's just, So the woman, she might give you another chance. Now, she ain't gonna catch no feelings for you if the shit is, because women's womb and their emotions are strongly connected, right? So that first time she might be like, she might, depending on circumstances, give you a second chance. If it's then you won't get a third chance. But at the same time, the woman won't be pressed. She'll just let you go do your thing, right? And quite frankly, a lot of times if it's the first time, you ain't getting a second chance. But if you get a third chance, I don't care what you say. If a woman give it to you 3 times, her emotions will be engaged. And I told dudes that. They had sex with a woman a couple times. I say, all right, you have it that third time, be careful. And they be like, nah, she just want to be friends, man. She just want to be friends. She don't want anything serious. I said, okay. Okay, dude. And then, sure enough, they take it the third time. Then, and dudes always say this, and trust me, I've heard this so many times. So where are we going? Where are we going with this? But my point is, it takes a strong emotional strength to deal with multiple women. It's not even the physical thing or just having the sex. Like I said, the sex is fun, but then, you know, they want to get into all this emotional shit. And then on another level, if you give it to them too good, you got some stalkers. There's this one lady friend, I said, some obsessed fans or something, you know, coming up, knocking on your door some weird night, doing drive-bys, 1 a.m. You take her home after a date and shit, they call you up right away, make sure you home, or they be like, you ain't home yet, I hear noise in the background. Oh no, honey, that's just a TV. Then you point to the girl that's with you like, shut the fuck up. Damn. But that takes a lot of stuff if you really want to deal with a lot of women. But see, a lot of guys ain't built for that. It's like you got guys who got trouble getting a female just to hug them on a consistent basis, you know, or even look at them and smile, but all of a sudden they trying to be players. They trying to get in the game. And I'm like, dude, you need to focus on just getting a female who's going to say hi to you every day and text you within an hour. You know, and realistically, a lot of guys got to assess that about themselves. Realistically, you know, they got to say, you know what, let me just get a decent woman. And I do mean decent, because another issue is you get a lot of dudes having trouble, all of a sudden they want dimes. I'm like, dude, if you can't master getting like the average women, the subpar women, like the women who don't have optimal shapes, why is a dime going to give you some pussy? And you know, in serious, you get that, and you get dudes going to pay thousands of dollars, which honestly I think is a scam. Because if a dude has trouble just even talking to a woman ain't going to just give him some pussy unless he paying her. And then you got some call girls and escorts and even prostitutes who will refuse to do it, dude. Believe it or not. And if they get ornery about it, that's one of those old words. They get ornery about it, shoot. They got some dudes like lurking in the background. Shoot. Some pimps and shit, man. Yeah, because I remember when I was young, me and my boys was like, we walking around downtown messing with some prostitutes, and, you know, we saw this pimp come up, and this dude looked just like a businessman, but let's just say his hand was in his pocket. His hand was in his pocket, and I could tell he was holding something. So, you know, even then, if you got women who you can't pay them to fuck you. But then the same type want, you know, they want supermodel of the world. They ain't working like that. It's like, dude, hold up. You need to ask yourself, are you really built for that? And if you can be honest with yourself, no, you're not built for that type of life. Because it is a life. It is annoying. Anybody who's really been with a bunch of women will tell you, there's a point you just like, damn. Seriously. And especially if the dick is too good to the women, shoot, they trying to do some business or something. They like, hey, come see me and all that, and shoot, be ready to fight another woman for you. There's a lot of drama with that. Actually, I had a couple women like fighting over my ass. I ain't even know one of them, and barely met one. Didn't know the other one. The other one getting mad because I ain't saying nothing to her. I'm like, but nah, you get dumb shit like that. But you gotta have a certain mental strength to deal with that. And you gotta have some experience. Like what I would suggest for a lot of guys, if you having trouble, focus on a girlfriend first. I've told guys that. I've coached guys and I said, look, man, why don't you focus on getting a girlfriend first? Because on the for real, if you look at all these dudes who got high counts, or relatively high counts, I know how I feel about that. Well, actually anything over 20 is really a high count. If you get some guys like that, right, I can guarantee at one point every single one had a girlfriend. And they started with a girlfriend. You know, it's like at this other seminar I did, I met this dude. You can tell by his aura and everything, he was a player and stuff. You can tell how he was carrying himself and everything. Old school dude, right? Like one of those old cats and shit. One of those type He just look at a woman and say, "Come here," and shit. Her panties get wet and drop off. One of those type of cats. One of those Teddy Pendergrass type of cats. Women just throw the panties on the stage type of cats, right? But he said it. I like how he said. He said, "Man, everybody got to go through the progression, man. You got to pay those dues, because anybody who's following my stuff know." At least the public system I use. I got another system I use I don't tell people about, except for people on my private site. But the progression, I talk about Mr. Goodbar, the masked man. Like Mr. Goodbar is that sexy dude. The masked man is that dude. He got some looks. He's kind of like that money status and everything. He got to have some status or money or something in addition to looking above average. I talked about the gamesmen. Those like thirsty type of dudes who just holler at everybody, try to get with whatever. Like keep your autistic relative away from them type. And then, the nice guys. I like how he said it, because he said every man should really have to, you going through all of them. You start off as the nice guy, don't really got any game. And then you do go to that second level, the gamesman, where, you get bold, get used to approaching women, right? And then, you get some status, you work on your body, all that, get some status, and that's always going to draw women, even though you really shouldn't trust women who get too much into your status, but it's still going to draw, so you can still get some attention that way. I just wouldn't look for love that way. But, and then, once they really get if you draw enough women to you, you can really learn stuff, and then you can go beyond the masked man thing and money and status, and then that's when you become good bar, when you don't have to pay, because women's nature so much is like you just look at a woman, dip your head, and then she's like getting wet and stuff, and she coming up to you. But everybody got to go through that progression, but everybody's not going to make that progression. A lot of people just going to get to a point and stop if they even go. Some people ain't going to go beyond wherever they at. But everybody got to understand, you got to understand what you built for. You built to deal with multiple women, or is it better for you deal with one? Now, the thing all men, I say, have to have is a backbone. You can still be a nice guy, a good guy, just know when to look at it and say, oh, hell no. When to put your foot down and stuff, don't be a simp about it. You can still be a good monogamous man, Just don't let that woman run all over you and stuff. Be a leader and shit. But whatever the case, you got to understand where you at and understand what you built for. Now, if you built to be a womanizer, be with a bunch of women, hey, by all means, do it. By all means. I mean, it's still a price to pay, but then, think about it, sometimes you ain't built for monogamy and shit. And, just be honest about where you at. So anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and get my sweat on. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.